Bitcoin ATMs. These things are popping up everywhere. Maybe you've seen one, spotted yourself one maybe locally. Well, these ATMs are legitimate, first thing. Easy way to buy cryptocurrency, but with convenience comes risk as well. The FBI tonight warning that scammers out there are increasingly using these machines, sometimes leading to huge losses for victims. Tonight, I-Team reporter Brian New investigating what can be done to stop that.
Walk into nearly any gas station.
Here it is right by the front door.
And you'll likely find one.
Bitcoin, Dogecoin.
5 years ago, there were roughly 1,000 Bitcoin ATMs in Texas. Today, there are more than 4,000 in the state, each providing an easy and fast way to turn cash into cryptocurrency.
Right here. It's a receipt showing us that we bought Bitcoin.
But that ease and convenience, along with a lack of government regulation, is also why they've become a favorite payment method for scammers.
These are a poor man's car collection.
80-year-old Joseph Buentello was cruising through retirement when, out of nowhere, he received a call claiming his son had been arrested.
I was scared. I hit the panic button and not let my panic take control of me, of my good judgment.
Buentello says the caller claimed he could get his son out of jail, but needed $5,000 and fast. He instructed Buentello to withdraw the money from his bank, then go to his local grocery store and find the Bitcoin ATM.
He said, do you know what a Bitcoin machine is? I said, I've heard of Bitcoins, but I've never heard of a machine.
Buentello says the caller sent him a QR account code. He told him to scan it, then insert the cash.
This is the printout that came out of the machine showing how much I put in it. They said, there's nothing we can do about it. That money's already been distributed. They said it was distributed the minute you got through putting your money in there.
And which is probably why those fraudsters wanted you to use that machine.
Yeah, exactly.
From 2020 to 2023, consumer losses in Bitcoin ATM scams skyrocketed tenfold to $114 million. And that's just what victims reported. So what can be done to reverse this trend? And who can do it?
That's me in 1970 when I hired on.
When Sheriff Parnell McNamara first pinned on a badge, the biggest thieves in McLennan County were bank robbers.
Take a gun, go rob a bank, get the money, we'd go after them. But this is a totally different deal now.
Last year, after an 83-year-old woman was scammed by a caller into depositing $15,000 into this Bitcoin ATM, the sheriff's office seized the cash directly from the ATM and returned it to the victim. Case closed, right? Well, not exactly. The Bitcoin ATM operator sued the sheriff's office, claiming the seizure was unlawful. Bitcoin Depot argued that the scammers stole the Bitcoin, not the cash deposited into their machine. The lawsuit was eventually dropped and the woman kept her money, but only after the county admitted the funds were seized in air and legally belonged to the Bitcoin ATM operator.
Do you regret the way things were handled at all?
I don't regret it at all. We got the lady's money back. It should have gone back to her. Had we not done it the way we did, she wouldn't have gotten it back.
Right here, fraud warning. There's a scam warning.
Bitcoin ATM operators say they take extensive measures to protect users from fraud. Before any transaction, most ATMs display up to 6 screens, alerting customers to potential scams and reminding them that transactions cannot be reversed. But a former industry insider told the I-Team these warnings are not nearly enough.
Those prompts by themselves, again, they're really easy to just kind of go through and move right past.
Anthony Zervos was a fraud analyst for Digital Mint, a former Bitcoin ATM operator. To curb fraud, his company would talk on the phone to all first-time users before allowing them to make a transaction.
It was almost surreal to hear some of the stories, some of the things that customers were trying to do.
Zervos says most customers he spoke with were unknowingly scam victims. But by reaching out to them first, they were able to prevent many from losing thousands, even millions of dollars. After unsuccessful efforts to get the industry to crack down on fraud, Digital Mint exited the ATM business.
Something needs to be done because we've heard some horror stories.
I'm not going to stand idly by while
Last fall, U.S. Senator Dick Durbin wrote the 10 biggest Bitcoin ATM operators asking about their scam prevention efforts. He said their responses were not reassuring.
It's time for the industry, cryptocurrency industry, to step up and to come up with a good standard to protect seniors from this kind of exploitation.
In recent years, a handful of states have passed laws regulating Bitcoin ATMs, but most of the country, including Texas, has no regulations. Senator Durbin is set to introduce new federal legislation. He wants to cap the amount one can deposit into a Bitcoin ATM and require a 72-hour hold on transactions for new users.
I feel like such a fool.
Had there been a hold period when scammers targeted Joseph Buntello, he says it would have given him enough time to find out the truth about his son and cancel his transaction.
He said, "Oh, Dad, they suckered you. They suckered you."
In a statement about the Buntello case, Bitcoin ATM operator CoinMe said, quote, "Our customer service team is dedicated to supporting scam victims, but in cases like this, transactions are instantly sent outside of CoinMe's platform, making the funds unrecoverable." Tom Thumb, the grocery store that was hosting the Bitcoin ATM, stated, similar to cash ATMs, these Bitcoin ATMs are private self-service transactions. Doug, both the grocery store and CoinMe noted the multiple fraud warning screens that were on the kiosk.
Yeah, and it is shocking how quickly your money can vanish in this world today. So from your conversations specifically with the Bitcoin ATM operators, do you get any sense that they would be open to any kind of federal regulation at all?
Yeah, Doug, most operators gave us a generic answer, saying they look forward to working with lawmakers to establish consumer protection regulations. However, one state lobbyist for the cryptocurrency industry said banning crypto ATMs altogether, as some have suggested, is, quote, not a very Texan thing to do.
It's a Bitcoin buyer beware for sure. Brian New with the I-Team. Thank you.